as most of us will know, vampires was essentially humans' way of explaining decomposition. They were always this gross monster, and I think a lot of people think of Bram Stoker's Dracula as the first sexy vampire, but actually, we all know, we've read it.
Yeah.
He's not. He's really still a monster. And so I was always curious as to how we got from that to sexy vampire. So what you're saying ultimately is Hamilton Dean is responsible for Twilight.
That is one way of looking at it. Yes,
I suppose so. Yes.
I mean, I'm sparkling like a colour. Today in the sun was fantastic.
I'm sure Hamilton Dean would be delighted at that legacy. Yes.
But that's it, you're right. I mean, we talk about the happy Gothic, and this is the thing, Hamilton Dean made Dracula this quite aristocratic, quite suave character. In the play, there is no Transylvania. When the play opens, Dracula is in London, established. And again, as you said, why does Dracula wear an opera cloak? Because it was the height of fashion in the 20s, and it hides the trapdoor at the Grand Theatre in Derby. It is that simple.
Yeah, and if you're a theatre nerd, these guys have got access to the play as well as like the original written bits and annotations of the play. One of my favourite annotations though is Hamilton Dean fully taking on the sort of Bram Stoker ego in saying that the one bat that gets thrown across the stage, Hamilton Dean should be the only person who throws that bat.
Mr. Dean will always throw the bat is written in, blood red ink as they call it on the script. And of course, not only bats, obviously fake bats, but live mice as well. Famously, nurses were on hand because it was such a horrifically shocking play. People would swoon and flee from the Grand Theatre on a nightly basis, twice a night for 9 days at the start of the tour.
Faint away dead.
Yes.
And of course, the important thing about the play is that was the basis for the Bela Lugosi movie. That was the basis for 1931's Bela Lugosi. Is based on the play rather than the novel.
Yeah, exactly. And it's such an incredible adaptation as well, because Hamilton Dean really wanted it to be modern and really understood that Dracula stays relevant, stays alive, because he stays modern and stays relevant.
Yeah. And this is it, exactly that. And this is the great thing about the project. When you see people at Halloween dressed as Dracula, they're dressed as Hamilton Dean's Dracula. Count Von Count in Sesame Street is dressed like Hamilton Dean's Dracula, sounds like Bela Lugosi. You cannot get a closer representation. In Rick and Morty season 7, when Rick calls Dracula, he doesn't call Bram Stoker's Dracula, he calls the Derby Dracula, Hamilton Dean's Dracula, cape and all. So, Hotel Transylvania, of course, Christopher Lee, all these great iconic images of the Count of Dracula are heavily inspired by Hamilton Dean's version, as we said, produced in Derby, made in Derby. There's an American newspaper we found the other day, I think I wrote this, a great quote that says, Dracula is the most important theatrical export Derby has ever produced. Wow.
I mean,
how's that for a quote?
How's that for a quote? Derby, written, I mean, who is anybody here from Derby?
There's a few.
Thanks, Mum. Really appreciate it, Mum. Cheers.
Did you know about the significance of Dracula? Well, Derby to Dracula. Yeah, I just heard a really blunt.
Our work here is done.
A very plain Derby matter of fact. Yeah, we did.
Yeah, lovely.
But again, for those who haven't been to Derby, and where have you been? You're missing out. We are doing a 4-day Dracula conference from the 15th to the 18th of May, and a date for the diary. Dracula was first performed on the 15th of May, 1924. So the 15th of May every year is Derby Dracula Day.
Yeah, I'm gonna make that.
Yes.
So in a few weeks' time, start your day. Say good morning, happy Derby Dracula Day.
Yes. I think that should be.
Cards available at the foyer.
We should make it a bank holiday.
Oh, don't tempt me. I'd love a bank holiday.
But yes, anybody who's wanting to come to this project, come to the conference, or learn more, these guys are here for the next few days out in the foyer with lots of information. I will also be doing an exclusive performance, a walking tour through Derby that is based on Dracula and Dracula's wives. So if you like a little bit of Dracula, kind of can stand a little bit of Lady Gaga, then do come along to that as well on the 15th. As well, and because that's outside, it's outside the conference. You don't have to go to the conference, but do go to the conference because I've seen the schedule, and I'm like, I don't care about my own performance. I just want to go to all of this fun stuff.
Yeah, we've got some amazing events lined up. Not only booze performance, of course, we've got the, I think I'm going to say the first, I'm not sure if not the first in Derby, the Vampire Poetry Slam. We've got the Monster Mash, a night of vampire-inspired music. We've got some great stuff happening. You get a ticket, it's £101 all in, but we have got some comps and some bursary tickets available. So if you are interested, if that price point is a barrier to you, please let us know. We will sort something out. We absolutely guarantee it.
Come and see us. Come and see us throughout the weekend, essentially.
Brilliant. Thank you guys so much. Right, can we get a big round of applause for Dan and Alex?
Thank you.